when we're talking about archetypes, when we're talking about the intention of embodying archetypes, it comes from this understanding that, once again, like the consciousness, the mind is a receiver. It is a receiver. It is a receiver for consciousness, for information that is beyond just us, for patterns that are innate within the universal structure of reality. And these are patterns such as the yin, patterns such as the yang, patterns such as the divine masculine, and patterns such as the divine feminine. And to be able to embody like the archetypes of like the healer, to be able to embody the archetype of the shaman, of the guide, of the wolf, whatever it is that you feel called into doing, you can embody the archetype of the artist, of the visionary. There can be any archetype for just about anything that you think of, and a lot of times, like even just when we think about like the Hindi gods and everything, that is kind of what that is also relating to too. Each one of those gods sort of reflected a different vibration, a different archetype that is present within this reality that we can call into ourself, which is a very interesting thing. So one of the things that Jessica and I were talking about, something that she personally has talked about a lot, and it will be good to sort of share this with the female audience out there, is a lot to do with the idea of embodying the archetype of the divine feminine. So if that's something that we want to talk now, I'll pass that over to Jessica, and just what the implications of an intention like that mean, and what the process of it may involve. So.
Thank you. So I'll tie this into 2015 and kind of my intentions for furthering my exploration of the divine feminine. Just to start off, to clarify to people, we all embody both the divine feminine and the divine masculine, regardless of how we choose to express our sexuality or how we choose to express our personality, I guess you could say, in terms of like gender identification and things like that. So when I speak of divine feminine and masculine, I'm talking more about, yes, an archetypal energy in terms of embodying something, an energy that is within all of us. And it is something that can be utilized to help us to align with our higher purpose. And it can be utilized as an important key or portal to manifesting different realities that take on a greater importance, realities that are connected, realities that are deeply felt. And what I'm observing, part of the way that I started to get on with this is noticing the shifts within my own journey of, what it means to be a female and growing up and not really necessarily always feeling like a female. I sometimes felt like very tomboyish, and I grew up with, older brothers. So, that was a bit confusing. And then exploring like my own route of sexuality and exploration with that, and the road that took me on has helped me to gain insight into the embodiment of the divine feminine. So I'll touch a little bit upon as I see it and as I currently understand it. I don't claim to be an expert on this. Just a person experiencing shifts in consciousness like the rest of you guys. So the idea is that over time in humanity, the divine feminine and masculine energies have been distorted. And they've been distorted with or through our maybe lack of intention or lack of awareness to intention. And so basically what I'm noticing right now is that the collective is shifting. We're shifting in consciousness, and our consciousness is enabling us to embody a higher vibration of masculinity and femininity within our own being. I don't know, Brendon, maybe I'll just throw this back to you. Instead of like, I feel like I could talk for a very long time about this, but that's just kind of like the general idea about it. I don't know if you maybe want to direct me in like a certain area or aspect of discussion.
What I would reflect back to is why. Why would we be considering the ideas of invoking the archetypes of the divine masculine and feminine, and what that really means? I mean, like, what do you feel it means to embody the divine feminine? How does that look, so to speak?
Thank you for that. Yeah, so as I currently see it and understand it, undergoing shifts of awareness and embodying more of my divine feminine energies. As I see and understand it, it's kind of like a ladder to, or a link to our higher self. And again, this kind of ties into the twin flame idea, which I discussed on the previous show. And the idea that